All right, so after using the Beats Solo 4 for the past few weeks, I can honestly put all of my thoughts and all of my sentiment for these headphones in only a couple of words. And I would say that they're honestly boring. Now, these are the other headphones that I'm going to be comparing them to. These are the SkullCandy Crusher ANC2. These are really great headphones for working out, which I think would make them great competitor for these, because the whole thing about Beats and these Solo 4 are that they are great workout headphones. Now, both of these headphones do come in right around $200, which right now the Beats Solo 4 are on sale for $150 as of recording this video. The Crusher ANC2 have also seen sales down to $140, so they're relatively in the same price range, and that's why I think they're great competitors to one another. The only difference is that the Crusher ANC2 have a lot more features to them, whereas the Beats Solo 4 are just simple headphones. They're great for just kind of listening just off the shelf. They have great compatibility, but other than that, they don't really have that many features. They don't really have something different about the sound that makes you want to pick them up over something like these that are a little bit more fun and a little bit easier to use, and definitely a lot more fun to use during workouts. And the Crusher ANC2s, just as the name implies, actually have active noise cancellation, which I think for $200 is a huge miss for the Beats Solo 4 to not have them, especially when other headphones like the Beats Studio Pro that also came out do have ANC within them. I think Beats is really trying to kind of separate their line between a studio headphone that's meant to be kind of more for active listening, more for working and productivity, whereas these headphones are heavily marketed to be workout headphones. And even though workout headphones don't necessarily need great ANC, I do think that having active noise cancellation is a great feature to have, especially for those of you guys that go out to a gym. Sometimes they're playing that background music, sometimes the treadmill is always running, and a headphone with ANC is really great at kind of blocking those noises out, so you can really focus only on the music you're listening to and not have to worry about everything else. And the Crusher ANC2 definitely don't have the best ANC out there, but their ANC is still really great. You can still block out other music, other sounds, especially for myself whenever I'm running on the treadmill. It's actually difficult for me to even listen to my feet hitting the treadmill or the belt running on the treadmill with this ANC on the Crusher ANC2. And the ANC on the Crusher headphones is also good enough that you can still use it for productivity. So if you're someone that goes to the gym before or after work, these are a single pair of headphones that you can use for both different things, and it'll still work just as great. And if you're someone that really cares about battery life, I know the Beats Solo 4 are boasting 50 hours of battery life, but lucky for you, even the Crusher headphones have 50 hours of battery life if you leave the ANC on. If you decide to turn off the active noise cancellation, you can actually go up to 60 hours of battery life, which is a great feature to have. It allows you to do that whole thing of going from the office to the workout, or from the workout back to the office, and still use them throughout the day without really worrying about running out that battery life. And if you do worry about running out the battery life, luckily the Crusher headphones, just like the Beats Solo 4, also have fast charging, meaning you can charge them just for 10 minutes and still get 4 or more hours of listening time, which is great if you're in a pinch or you forget to charge them over the weekend. You can start off your week, charge them for only 10 minutes, and you should still have at least half of a work day that you can listen to these from. And then if you do plan on using this for longer periods of listening time, I actually do prefer the Crusher headphones over the Beats Solo 4, mainly because of the padding that they use. The Beats Solo 4 are meant to be on-ear headphones, meaning the pad is a little bit smaller. It actually goes over your ears rather than going around your ears. So because of that, it is a little bit difficult to use them for prolonged periods of time. And especially because the Beats Solo 4 actually have really tight clamping force. And especially for someone like myself, if you also wear glasses and you happen to put them on the wrong way, it'll actually push over your ear and sometimes irritate behind your ear, leaving an imprint. If I was to compare it to anything, all I can remember is 3 years ago when I first started wearing a mask. After using it for a whole workday, you kind of took that mask off and it really hurt around your ear. That's similar to what these headphones do if you decide to use them for prolonged periods of time. But luckily for you, the Crusher don't have that because they are over the ear headphones. They actually don't push up against your ear, and they don't push your ear up against the back of your head or the side of your head. So they work a little bit better. They're also a little bit more plush. They have this fake leather and super soft feel. I think that's what also helps with the ANC, which is why the Beats Solo 4 actually has a different type of foam that they use inside of the ear pads. You'll see here, they do look a little less comfortable. They kind of bounce right back and they look a little more stiff. And that paired along with the really tight clamp force actually makes them less comfortable to wear for long periods of time. And the Crusher A and C though, they do have a little bit of a drawback here because they are a little bit heavier, which makes them a little bit less comfortable to wear, but you rarely even feel it. They have really great padding around the headband. I've used them for 2 to 3 hours at a time and haven't really felt too kind of heavy. After 3 hours, they do start to kind of feel a little bit heavy on your head. But luckily for me, whenever I use them for working out, it's max an hour. Whereas whenever I use the Beats Solo 4, if I do use them for an hour, like I said, they sometimes hurt my ears. So that's a little bit more difficult, especially for something that happens every now and then versus a Crusher that don't really ever cause me any trouble. And outside of these couple of features, they actually share a lot in common, which is why I think they're great competitors for one another. They both don't have any IP rating, although if you do look at the Beats Solo 4, they are marketed to be more workout headphones. So I would expect at least the Beats to have an IP rating or at least some sort of sweat proof. The SkullCandy Crusher actually are not marketed to be workout headphones. You can use them, but again, they do kind of warn you against not taking them out in the rain or not really getting them wet because they don't have any IP rating. They also both are trackable. Apple uses Find My, whether that's a Google Find My or that's the Apple Find My, and the SkullCandy actually has a tile chip inside of it, so you will have to download an extra app, but they are both still trackable, and if you lose them, they both can play a sound. Now they both are available to be used wired, so that is that option as well. And they also both have that quick charge, like I mentioned. If you ever do run out of battery, charging them for 10 minutes will get you 4 or more hours of battery life. And they both also are cross-platform, meaning the Beats are no longer locked to Apple only, or at least not locked in terms of features. So now you can use them both on Android and on Apple devices as well. And they both also come with apps. I will mention though that the Crusher actually have a little bit more features within the app, such as an equalizer, also kind of fitting it around your ear properly, and plenty of other features that SkullCandy kind of offers for you to listen to and kind of customize your headphones to your liking. Apple on the Beats Solo 4 don't really offer many options to kind of equalize or change it. So the sound that you get on your headphones is only that sound, and you can't really adjust it much other than say like the Spotify equalizer itself. But that right there is the main reason why you would even be buying headphones, is to have a great sound signature. Now both of these, like I said, are pretty good sounding headphones. They both sound really good. The Beats Solo 4, I will say, kind of have more of a flat sound. They don't really have any boost in any sort of place. So these are great if you really like the sound fidelity or you like high-res audio. You don't like a colored audio where it's kind of bass heavy or it's high on the high end. Really, this is something that's going to work really well for just a flat listening experience with not really any adjustments needed or any adjustment need to be made. Where it comes though to the Crusher headphones, these headphones are heavy on the bass. Now this is the main selling point of these headphones. They have that Crusher bass. They have a knob that you can actually turn up the bass even more, which allows the sub bass to actually create a rattling sound within the headphones. These headphones are bass heavy for that reason. So that to me isn't really an issue. I listen to a lot of hip hop and rap, especially when I'm working out. So I do like that they're bass heavy. It's not enough that it kind of drowns out the rest of the sound, but it is a little bit bass heavy. It actually reminds me a little bit of my Sony XM5s, which I also think are a little bit bass heavy. Luckily though, like I mentioned earlier, through the SkullCandy IQ app, you can actually equalize these. You can turn down the bass a little bit if you don't like it as much and increase some of the other frequencies. But overall, the main feature of the Crusher headphones is going to be the bass, that Crusher bass. So that's a huge selling point, and I definitely use that all the time whenever I'm listening to hip hop music, which is why I think the sound on the Crusher headphones is a lot better, especially if you like a more fun sound. You want these headphones to kind of be your fun headphones that you use for working out. That's when you really want something that's going to kind of motivate you, something that's really going to kind of push you to finish that last set or finish that last mile, which is why I think that the SkullCandy Crusher are the better headphones. Even though the sound isn't really high res, I feel like for working out, you don't really want to be analyzing the audio. What you're really looking for is something to motivate you to finish that last set. And unfortunately, the Beats Solo 4 just aren't doing that. They're more of a boring headphone in terms of working out. They definitely are more for people that like that sound fidelity, something that they like high-res audio instead of having something that's more colored and more fun. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that the Beats Solo 4 are still a great option for working out? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you guys for watching. Click here to watch another one of my videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one.